Yo, so we have another video, and this time we are reacting to Flocko, who is exposing the big brothers. You know who this big brother is? Revolt. But I spoiled the whole video for you. Not really, but we're gonna see what he has to say.
Hard because it's sponsored by State Farm. Now, the series is called Maconomics. It's hosted by a guy called Ross Mack. Again, no hate to the creators themselves. This is about Revolt because Revolt is ultimately responsible. But State Farm is sponsoring this. State Farm is a major company. They're paying really well.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to this week's episode of Maconomics, brought to you by State Farm. I'm your host, Ross Mack, and I'm here to try to help you get to a bag and help you protect the future you deserve.
Let's take a look at what State Farm is paying for. So this video got 1.1 million views a month ago. I've never seen it online outside of this. Got 323.
You see, we don't know where these guys are ciphering views from. It may be view-butted, but it also may be where they have like a Instagram, a Facebook, a website, and there may be like directing traffic from those sources to the YouTube video. That's where the views may come from, so it could be legit. It could be. Let's see what Flocko has to say.
Likes, which this video here proves 100% fact they're buying likes, right? From my perspective.
I'm gonna be on Revolt side. Like, we can't see the like to dislike ratio because YouTube they dismantled that years ago. I remember back in the days, you used to see like a red into green bar, and people will always come up in your video and be like, "I like the lightsaber." That would be the thing. Oh, nice lightsaber. That's what I always used to get in my videos. And they just stopped it. And then they came to a point where they used to show the likes and dislikes, and then people were like, look at the dislike to likes ratio, and then they just stopped showing the dislikes, but they show the likes. Let's see where we are right now.
Because this video got one comment.
See, the one comment now, that makes them look stupid. See, if you want to be able to buy bots and bot videos, you gotta make it look at least believable. And these guys have not made it believable. It's done in such a fashion that you could, this was just the one comment alone, it shows whoever was view butting the videos, they couldn't care less. All they were told to do is like, make sure this gets 1.1 million views. So they have an employee who works at the background at Revolt, and he just rings up these Chinese or Indian company like, alright, we want 1.1 million views on this video. They get the views, but they forget to also pay them for the comments. And there's another thing when you do bot views and comments, because they're from like some sort of farm, the comments just seem to be nonsensical nonsense. So you have people botting, and they'll bot the views look high, but the comments wouldn't make any sense. They're not anything that will be related to the actual video. And that's what makes it hard. You could see actual real engagement when the comments relate to the video. But they haven't even bothered to bot the comments. They're that lazy. And you could say this is just a save face for the company. Like, Revolt is just trying to save face because I don't think they're getting much views. So this is just for their sponsor, to save face for the sponsor. Look, guess how many views you're getting. So in the long term, it's kind of like costing them more money because they need sponsors to keep them going. Because ad revenue is nothing for these guys. If they got employees running the whole channel and they have to rent out a studio, pay presenters, they're not making any money from ad revenue. So now they're botting views, right? So you paying the bot views, that's gonna be a lot of money. Like half the money for the, let's say if you 1.1 million views paid for, that's not cheap. So they must have tried to cut the price of everything, but like, okay, we can just afford to pay for the. They probably gave them a bundle deal. Who knows? I've never bought anything in my life, but I've read about it and I've seen videos where they bought things where they give them deals like, okay, if you pay for this many bots, we give throwing these more bots. But then they kind of cut the price really, where they're saving themselves some money by Just butting the views, but not the comments.
One comment, and I'm assuming this one comment is probably from like a family member of the brother, but one comment and 1.1 million views and 300 likes, like, come on, like, what are we doing here, bruh? What are we doing here? Like what are we doing, bruh? Like, how?
See, as I said before, this is like it's just something to keep Revolt going, so they keep getting more sponsors, so it looks good for the sponsors. Like, hey, look, the views are there. When you sponsor us, the views are there. But in actual fact, the Revolt is paying for the views. Like, the whole Diddy saga may have just tarnished the whole reputation with Revolt, because Diddy was meant to be like an owner, a co-owner of Revolt, but they kind of forced him out. Because the reputation of him being associated with him was that bad. So he's no longer part of Revolt. But it's been going downhill for a long time. I remember like Drink Champs, it's like I haven't watched Drink Champs in a long time, man. Ever since, I mean, the last time I remember watching Drink Champs was when Kanye opened his mouth and ruined his whole career. That's what really, that kind of blew up. But then you can only get so many stories from these old school rappers to a point where you're just gonna get bored and be like, hey, what new story you got? Because it's only so many of these guys you can interview, and the more interviews they do, the more you'd be like, oh, is that guy again? And then you got some other rappers as well. They got their own podcast type things going on now, so it's like they don't really need Drink Champs. You got someone like Joe and Jada. They went on Drink Champs before, but now they got their own thing going on. And you know, it's why do they need them? You get where I'm coming from? And we don't even know, in actual fact, like, if they're doing that for sponsored videos, what they're doing for normal videos. We don't know how bad the rot goes. We don't know how bad this is for Revolt. If they're doing that to a sponsored video to make them to save face, to make themselves look good, the other videos must be 10 times as bad. So when you're looking at someone getting 50,000 views or 300,000 views, that might not even be the true number. It might be far less than that.
Yo, my best advice to Revolt: stop view botting. Is illegal on YouTube. You're gonna get your channel clapped. Don't do it at all.
It's true. And one thing, if Flacco's right, yeah, you will get clapped, man. You know, because it's not really like you can't survive in the ecosystem and play along with the algorithm of YouTube, and you're just buying views. It's like, what's the point in existing if you're gonna, you know, have to buy views? You might as well not exist if you're paying to exist. It is illegal on YouTube. That's one thing that's illegal. It's like you getting one up on other people. We're working hard. You actually gaming the algorithm by paying for views. And I'm gonna be honest with you, some people do it for a while to make themselves look good, to get themselves seen. After that, they stop doing it. They put in the work and stop doing it. And some channels as well, like let's rap about it. They're doing okay. Look like they're restructuring, but you got this back and forth, and that's what keeps people like they're having this beef with 50 Cent and other people in academics, and that kind of lights a fire on their asses, and it kind of gets people talking and looking back and forth. But once that dies down, they're out there in the wilderness, so they need to survive off their own. And we're gonna see if these people can survive, because a lot of these podcasters are popping out of the woodworks, out of nowhere, and we need to see how many within 2 years are gonna survive the hurricane, because I just don't see many of them actually surviving in the current form. Flacco can survive. It's just him alone. You don't have no big studio. This whole background looks fake. It looks like a green screen. It probably is a green screen. So, you know, you think about that, and you think about someone like Jim Jones. He's got a whole studio, and there's like 4 other rappers there. They're not doing it for free. They won't want to get paid. So if they want to get paid, Jim Jones want to get paid, he behind in rent. You know, You got cameramen and all those people, they want to get paid. You're gonna hit like at least 500,000 to 1 million views for things to make sense. If you're looking through ad revenues, just for ad revenue. But if you're going for the Patreon route, you could survive. But if you're just by yourself, just reacting to videos, talking like Flacco, and you getting 30,000 views or 100,000 views, you're laughing. You are laughing. But it's one of those things, like, people just don't see the logistics behind everything, because sometimes the maths ain't mathing. Things don't make sense, and this is a prime example of the maths not mathing, where they got adverts, you got ad revenue, and you got the sponsorship, and they're paying for the numbers to go up on the videos, and that's gonna cost them more. So you're looking at the other videos, they're not doing any big numbers, so we see how long Revolt goes. It might be one of those things that it slowly just starts to die off over the years, because there's a lot of competition out there, and there's a lot more better work and better videos out there, because everyone's finding competition with each other, right? Anyway, like, subscribe, and thanks to Flacco. We're gonna put him in the description, because he's doing some good work here, And like, subscribe, and I'm out.